Hey guys, it's Decran here. In today's video, we'll be reviewing the DJI wireless mic kit. That is right, this is a mic kit that costs over $249. And the question I want to answer here today is this mic kit still worth it to actually buy? Because you guys didn't know, I bought this here for myself for my tech channel because I was planning to upgrade the audio for when I do PC builds or stuff that's a little bit more in person and I want to do in the kitchen. Because when I do my recordings in the kitchen, there's a lot of echo. So the main reason I got this was because of the fact this is a dynamic microphone, wireless microphone of that has two transmitters and one receiver, so that way you can have this set up for two people recording on a set, and then one receiver actually just picks up the audio, sends it to the microphone. And this does use a 3.5mm jack to actually connect to it. And I want to go through the full setup with this and actually the unboxing to just testing out to see if it actually is really good, because my shotgun mic is good but hasn't been working really recently the way I like it to. So let's get into the unboxing of this thing. I can't wait to actually start using this for recording videos and stuff like that, but I'm very curious to see is this gonna be actually worth it in the long run? Because my big thing with buying super expensive equipment like this is that I'm gonna buy it, then not use it, or I'm just gonna buy it and it's not gonna be that good as I saw it to be. But so far it's looking good to pretty start to the unpackaging, because of the fact that it has that very thin layer of plastic. If it has a very thin layer of plastic, usually that means it's going to be a good product, but you may never know with these kind of things. Okay, there we go. Now I got the plastic undone. Yeah, but the packaging in itself feels pretty nice. It isn't anything super insane. It just feels really premium and stuff. And I think if we unbox this, there should be a slip on the bottom I saw that you can actually just whip on out. But we got to remove one more thing of tape right here, so we should just be able to that though. We got it. And then I think it's just a flip out package. Yeah, it is a flip out package. And with that, we got access to the charging case, which is pretty cool that it comes with a charging case. And then the mic and receiver should just be exactly inside of it. This is what it looks like when you get right out of the box, the actual charging case in itself. And I'm pretty sure it charges vs USB-C. So yeah, vs USB-C on the back here, so that way you can charge up the case. And the case actually has 15-hour charging time with it, which is pretty cool. And then supposedly the receiver and transmitters in themselves have up to 5 hours of charging time. So you can see this is what it looks like when you get it right out of the box. That actually looks very premium. So we got the two transmitters, and of course both of them have a mic on them, which is the little thing on the top here. You can see we can pull one out, for example. So you can see right there, that is the mic. If you want to focus, yeah, there's the mic in itself. It also comes with a, what's it called, little fluffy thing. The one time it matters to remember to know what I'm talking about, it just does not come to my head. Pop filter, not pop filter, wind filter, windbreaker. Wait, that's not it. You get the general gist. There's supposed to be some little things you can place on top of the mic to actually do so. And you can actually see you can put a lavalier mic into it using a 3.5 aux cable if you really want to set one up. But honestly, the mic in itself is supposedly really good, and I can't wait to actually test that out myself, because that was a big reason I got these, was because they're dynamic, and most of my mics I've used are usually condenser or something like that. So this is technically my first ever real dynamic mic. There's also a magnet on the back of each one of these, and of course these magnets are super strong. So if you were able to take this one off, I can do it, for example, here. Yeah, it takes a little bit of force to actually slip off the magnet, because these are some super strong magnets. These are the kind of magnets you would find that will not leave. So these magnets can be used actually, for example here, to attach it to your shirt and it won't really go anywhere, which you can see in itself attaches really easy. And that's with just the magnet itself. And if I was to take the magnet out, put it back on, pretty cool. And of course each one of the receivers do come with those magnets, so you are chilling, and then they're really easy to plop on in. And of course these are magnetic, so meaning that you can't just hold it down like this. They're gonna fall out. I'm not really using that much force, so I really wanted to drop the stuff out of the case. I could, but you can see the case is magnetic, so it's not gonna fall if you flip it upside down like that. And of course you have the actual transmitter itself. So each of these little things have a little screen you can just touch to actually see what property settings you have. You can go for every little thing from, what is this, setting the date, which is nothing too insane with that one, to be honest with you, to actually seeing time, to actually being able to mess with the settings. So you can see the mic settings and stuff like that for each one of them. If I was to just, for example, you're pulling on out, it should just show it 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, you can see that one is peaking right there on the actual, I think it's the right one or whatever. What I'll just point at it in post, but you can see the audio is increasing because of that when I'm talking into it. And that shows each one of the mics, which is pretty sick to say so myself. And you can actually customize these too. They actually like mess with the audio gains on each one of them, if I can ever tap it, that is. Now, if you want to mess with the transmitter settings, what you have access to on the actual screen is if you swipe up, you can get access to muting and unmuting on a device, and also record the actual device from here too, which is pretty nice. So if you don't want to push the button on the device, you can just click it here. And with that, the device is now recording everything you say, which is pretty cool. And then you can also format what you want on here too for your audio. And then if you were to swipe down, you go back to the home page, which is pretty nice to see your audio levels and stuff like that. If you swipe down again, you get access to a little bit more settings. You can actually mess with the mono settings and check whatever you want in here, which I'm not going to mess with. Then if you actually swipe back up, you can actually go to your right over here by dragging it, and you mess with the actual gain on here, which is pretty cool. So you can dial up the gain on the actual device and stuff on the transmitter, receiver, and then dial it down so you can go to your camera. So I'm gonna actually set mine to 11. When I was recording, it sounded really good at 11, so we're gonna leave that at 11. And if you were to actually swipe back up, you can go mess with some other settings, like your volume settings for how much output you want to have actually from the device itself, because you can check what your audio sounds like, which is pretty cool from the headphone jack. And then finally, on top of that too, you have another setting just for messing with the settings in themselves, which honestly, you can mess with brightness, you can mess with, what is this other one? Factory reset, daytime language, and all that jazz. So you literally have access to like every main like normal setting you use, and then link device and all that jazz. I think the best part about these is that you can increase the audio gain on this thing, then also mess with your camera audio settings if you want to, but like just being able to do the settings on the actual device in itself is pretty sick. And I love the touchscreen. The touchscreen is just so amazing. Now, these devices do have onboard recording, so if you actually want to start recording onto your camera when you have this connected to the 3.5mm jack, which will of course record on the camera, and then if you know you might have like a possible problem, the audio going bad, what you can do is actually start recording on the transmitter. So you have to click the little record button on here. There's also an unlink button if you unlink the device, but you click this button right here, I'll actually start recording, which you can see by the red light indicating it's recording extra audio onto the onboard memory. So this can record up to 14 hours of audio, which is pretty nice. So for some reason you lose your audio on your camera, you connect this via USB-C and can retrieve the audio that you're missing from your camera from the actual transmitter itself, which is pretty nice. I think that's honestly really sick, because you'd be surprised at how many times I go out and record stuff, mess up, and then don't have the audio for the video, but this, like, you have an insurance plan just in case. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and it's pretty obvious when it's recording, and then when it's not recording, you can see like both the devices don't turn red. Now the case does come with some other accessories like an actual adapter. So if you want to put this adapter on the bottom of your case, you can point it with the arrows downward, you just slip it on in, and you can use this adapter to record audio onto your tablet, whether it be your Apple device, iPhone, or really anything. You can just slip it on in there. It's pretty tough the first time around, and it's really hard to like actually remove. But for example here, you can have it like that, then just take an Apple device and like just place it on in there like so, and then bang, you record audio from your device onto the receiver, which will go to your phone, which is pretty cool in itself. And then if you want to slip it back off, of course you just slip it off by pushing it back. It takes a lot of force, surprisingly. It's like very scary first time around, but like once you get it off the first time, it's really easy to come off the second time. And of course these can just go back in the case. Then you get the other one, which is for USB-C, and this is of course for your Android device and stuff like that, and same will apply. Just take what it says the arrows pointing down, you want to take your thing and just slip it on in with the actual other arrow where it says downward. Well, technically it's up for you guys, but you get the general gist. And then you of course can hook this device onto a Samsung device or an Apple or another device you want to like start recording to. And of course my phone case is on the extra thick side, as she would say, and so you were gonna record onto a Samsung device, bang, you can do so with this, which is honestly pretty cool. That comes with all the accessories you need for recording onto like other kind of devices, which I think is honestly insane to just think about, because usually you would have to pay like 20 to 30 bucks on a different kit just to get this to actually work. And of course they can just go back in the case with really no problem, and then you can just plug in your case and bang, you start charging, you're all good to go. And just being able to have a wireless mic and receiver kit that just like take on the go and start using at any given point is honestly the best thing in the world, because like for me, my biggest problem when I was using a wireless receiver and mic back in the day was I couldn't just pull it in and out. I had to set it up, charge it beforehand before I went anywhere. With this, it's like having AirPods. Like you can literally just have them in the case, ready to go, and start using them. And if you do need to charge them at all, you just get back to the studio, grab a USB-C cable that might be like laying around your studio before you go out recording, charge the case, bang, you're good to go. And you can see it's charging the front, you can see it's on 3, meaning that's almost full. And there's one more line, but you get the general gist. It actually comes with power too on top of it. But yeah, that's the really nice thing about this. And then if you do need to go with it, you can just go and take it. Now, for the other accessories you do get with it, we have a few things. So first of all, you have a 3.5 millimeter cable for your aux. So like you can plug the one end into the actual transmitter, and another one goes into the actual mic input of your actual camera. And then we actually have the little windbreakers in themselves, which you can see there's a little attachment on top, and you can see the top side of the windbreaker, which is pretty cool. And if you were to actually attach this one to the mics, all you would have to do is quite literally take out a actual mic in itself, look for the top, and then you just take it, line it on up. I'm trying to get as close as I can with this to kind of give you guys a real idea. You just like slip it on top, and I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping I could really show you guys like how to get on there, but like it's weird. You just gotta line up. So like I'm gonna take it and line it up. You want to rotate it to, I think it's the right? Yeah, to the right. So you turn it left, comes off. You turn it to the right, and it'll actually to the left, it'll actually lock in place. With that though, you got your pop filter on your actual mic. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. I'm 100% saying that wrong. Now what we're gonna do is teach you guys on how to set this up with your actual camera in itself. Then we're gonna actually test it in my kitchen to see how good it sounds. And I'll first compare it to my shotgun mic that I normally use, that I'm actually replacing with this, to kind of give you an idea on like how much echo there is. Then after that, we're gonna test out the range of these, because supposedly these support up to 250 meters of actual like receiving audio. And so we're gonna go to my farm to actually test that on out and see if that's actually true. So if you want to set the mic to your camera, all you have to do is get the transmitter out and also the other attachment. I didn't even realize this was in here till I started setting this up, which you can of course take this bit, plop it on out, have the receiver facing to the arrow where it's pointed downward to yourself. And what you want to do is slip this back side in where you can see there's a slip right here in this front. You want to slip that in to the bottom bit if I can ever get it to bite, because I'm trying to do this one-handed. Does not help. You can see just bit, push that in there, and with that you're good. You can see it just slipped on in there with no problem. And you take this little shoe mount, and then you just slip that in into the top of your camera or whatever you're using. And with that you have your transmitter on your camera. Alright, and then what you would do with that not transmitter, receiver, and plug in the HDMI, the 3.5 out, and take the other side of the 3.5 cable and plug it into the mic slot. And then if it's on, which you can say by the front, it's good to go. And then you just take your transmitter and start recording to it, and then bang, you're done. So here's how my shotgun mic sounds like on my camera, and we're gonna do a simple test. This 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and now we're gonna try out the DJI. Now here's how the DJI mic sounds like compared to my shotgun mic. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. With this being dynamic, there shouldn't be as much room echo in the room as there was with the shotgun mic, because there's a lot getting picked up. Hopefully this time around now it's a little bit more crisper, clear, and closer, so that way I just can move stuff without making a lot of ruckus. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is a distance test. Supposedly this supports up to 250 meters of actually range. It's also sleeting right now in the snow too, so this is perfect for us because like we get to test it out in the snow, which is the first snow of the year. So what we'll do is, this is where we're at right now. This is like normal like distance you would have your stuff up to the camera and stuff like that. Sounds pretty good. All I'm gonna do is go all the way back there, and supposedly if we get to around 50 meters, or we'll be still fine. And so this field is supposedly 50 or something like that. Usually a field across is around 150. So yeah, we're going to this at the barn. But the problem with it is that I just got there, didn't have all my equipment, and so literally I had to drive back another 30 minutes to get everything. But you can see we're now in the middle of the field, or pretty much middle of the field. You guys have to let me know how it sounds like. I'll check it and post either way, but it should still work from here, hopefully. So here's the fence line here. You shouldn't hear that if I touch that, which you can see. How you guys doing? Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Should sound pretty good. And what we're gonna do now is go wrap around the whole fence and see how that sounds like. So now we're almost halfway through another field. And so we should be getting to the point though where the mic and receiver should be cutting out. But so finally the mic did finally cut out, but we got past one field and onto another field halfway through, and by the halfway point the mic kind of out. So 250 meters, I don't see a point from recording that far away, but you can absolutely do that with this actual mic and receiver. The audio sounded really good. And I just want to quickly say, I did run into one issue when I was actually recording when the mic disconnected. It acted kind of strange where like it didn't want to like turn on the receiver again, like the receiver was bugged. But the fix that all I did was hold the power button for 20 seconds. And then once it did a full reset, I could just restart it back on up. You can see right there, it's fixed now because like I did the whole like reset thing. But it kind of concerned me for a second there because I thought I broke it during my testing, and thankfully that wasn't the case. But if you have that problem like I did where you try to take it really far away, and you do something with it, hold it for 15 seconds on the power button until this thing resets, and then with that you should be good. But yeah, now what's my final thoughts on the DJI mic transmitter and receiver kit? This is $250 for a mic and receiver kit that pretty much is like the high-end stuff. The audio sounds amazing. I have really no problem with the audio whatsoever. I actually really love it. That was the biggest thing that I got it. I think a lot of professional YouTubers use it, so it's like, we got to get this for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So I'm honestly thinking this was a really good spend, and I think it's gonna be good in the long run just because of the fact that I'll be able to use this for such a long period of time and probably never have to upgrade until like for some reason I have to. But who knows when that will be, because of the fact this is such a good long-term solution. Now, would I recommend spending $250 on this actual whole kit for yourself? Honestly, if you're looking for a long-term solution and you want to spend the money and click the button, then honestly go for it. That's like the big thing with this. If you are playing for long-term, I would definitely recommend this. And this is one-time purchase. You will probably never have to buy a new micro receiver kit. But if you don't need like the high-end, you're just trying to get the job done, the Rode podcast stuff looks pretty good. I actually haven't tried the Rode mics, actually the wireless receiver and stuff like that. So Rode, if you are watching this video and you want to send out your product for me to review, because I tested the same way I did this, then let me know, and then send me an email. I don't know what I was supposed to say. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, this is my final thoughts on the DJI mic and receiver. If you have the money to spend, honestly, send it. If you don't have the money to spend, maybe get something else that might be like not too expensive, but that will of course get the job done. If you guys enjoyed my review video here today, then make sure to smash the like button and get subscribed to tell me some future tech content, because we're gonna use this microphone kit to actually record our next video, which is gonna be the $800 PC build video, which is gonna sound so much more better with this actual kit. And then I'll see you guys when I want. Okay, cool. Tech Grant out.